at 715/2006 stipulates that all public places must be made accessible for people with disability. But this is not the situation in Sunyani, as new buildings being put up does not comply to this law. This is News Connect on CCTV. I am Michael Saponinfum.
Accessibility in Ghana is a very big worry to me, and it shouldn't be me personally. It should be a general thing, because I'll give a little advice to the whole Ghana people who are able. I quite remember we met a man who said he always carry himself 50% disabled and 50% able, because day in day out we are traveling. We don't know what will happen. You feel yourself like you are able today, but you might have an accident.
Most of the new buildings in Ghana are not accessible to persons with disability. For the old ones, they've given them up to 10 years, and now even the 10 years have elapsed. There's nothing going on showing that they are trying to make it accessible. But what about the new ones they are putting up? We are pleading with the government and then our brothers and sisters who are non-governmental agency that they should try and make all those buildings accessible. Disability can happen to anybody. Any of us can become disabled at any time. Most of us who are disabled in Ghana here, over 90% of us weren't disabled, but due to one or two things that made us disabled. So please, they should rethink about our welfare. Making the building accessible to us will not only benefit us. Some of them will sooner or later become aged, and then when they grow old, disability will set in. So the same building they are putting up that are not accessible to us may not be accessible to them tomorrow. So please, when they come, they should look at our welfare and then look at persons with disability, not only those of us who are suffering. It can be any of them at any time.
It's a serious issue, and anytime when we go to them and talk about it, they will say, oh, we will do something about it. Especially we have a issue that Chinamanfo Senior had. There is a new building there. Some of our members when they started it and they spoke about it, but up to now they didn't do anything about it. We are appealing to them to help us to make it accessible for us to access the building, because we are all Ghanaians and there is no way that we can access the building. But look at here, we are coming to meet the MCE, but because we can access the building, we are waiting for him where at the at the reception. Yeah, we are waiting for her at the reception. So it's our problem. We are appealing for them to make every public building accessible. Where there is a zebra crossing, the crossing leads to the flower bed. Where there is a double road and there is a zebra crossing, it leads to the flower bed. It seems every part in the Ghana, the zebra crossing lead to the flower bed. So if you are using the wheelchair to cross the road, you find it difficult to cross through the zebra crossing. And we find it difficult too. That one too is a challenge.
Accessibility issue has been one of the biggest issues for disabled people or PWD in a Blonahafo region as a whole. The reason being the law has been passed. For the old building, we know that it has been there for some ages. But our worry now is the new one that has been constructed currently. It is not accessible at all, especially the schools, the public places that everybody who is a member or is born in the region need to have access to. We are not having that opportunity to the public places like churches. Even churches, it's so annoying that even some of the churches that sometimes you go there, there's so many steps. But as we all know, it's supposed to be open to everybody to have his free will to worship. So accessibility has always been the biggest issue, and then we are appealing to the government on power, the MCEs, the DCEs, and the regional ministers, and all the kings and the queens, the decision makers that are also, and the contractors also who are been given this contract to control these roads, these buildings, these schools and all those stuff, they also need to also have interest in mind that, okay, all that we are doing, are we captured everybody? Are we captured the PWDs? Are we captured the disabled people also that are also part of the region, part of the municipal? Because if you go to the Sunyani municipal, some of the public places, you can't have access there. The bigger, the ticket car point is there. Sometimes the municipal assembly inserts that it's not accessible, but you know it's an old building. We're part of them, but there's so new ones that are going on that we are appealing to the public that they should make it accessible to us, for all of us to access, being school, being hospitals, being the chief palace, being the public places that people comes and entertain themselves. It should be open to all of us. Then we know that the equal cake, the cake is for everybody, and they need to share it equally for everybody to have his part of the cake, being the national cake.
We are pleading with the authorities. We are not fighting with them. We are pleading with the authority that they should look at the things and make sure that the right thing is done for the welfare of all Ghanaians.
Of late, the buildings that are being raised, we are still having problem with accessibility, because talking of the act that was passed, that all buildings, public buildings, should at least be accessible to people living with disabilities. But it seems it's still ongoing. I've been to certain public places that it's a worry that you see that people living with disability cannot be able to access those areas. In fact, it's baffling. But it seems government needs to do something about it. And institutions too must work on these things.
With supervision, the assemblies are supposed to do this.
Yeah.
And they are not doing it. Any appeal?
Yeah, our appeal to the various assemblies with technicians who has been put in charge to supervise these buildings to at least help us a bit. Because it seems the work is there, but it seems some of them are idle. So at least they should please speed up with their efforts in making our buildings accessible to people living with disability.
As for me, I might say I'm a bit lucky because I have crouches. I can climb a bit of steps. But what about our brothers and sisters who use wheelchairs and stuffs? So we should consider people with disability, because we are all part of the nation. Because like now you might feel like you are able. Maybe what's in me is not in you. So anytime our leaders are doing something, they should consider us the people with disability.
Today, no crampo, Mukasa Mutimi, accessibility no crampo, beating for disabled ram, and beating me. The new building is almost seen as no. As a buying a shakity, do say you're dying, you fear down crampo, dear. But as a banner shakity, say, it's a mutimi there, accessibility for disabled, for ramp. No. Osha Edisons are golden price a year, bang year, white man, Madicani or Mabeconda, but a moon person bedding. In a commercial bank, so my name, my brother, was between in a mom, yeah. I'm a see an honor, the owner, I'm so able for far ramp and so down steps in us. Into 10% come here, the uncle, man, shake it. If you know with you, say yes, so down, say I sorry, then a woman says, so she, we yen anymore as a mubuno, no more than I'm here for disabled ramp. I know I'm here, dear boy.
The various district and municipal assemblies in the Brown Afro region must ensure that people adhere to Act 715/2006 to make public places accessible for people living with disability. This has been another edition of News Connect on CCTV. I am Michael Saponinfum. Let's connect another time.